Welcome to Jasper, and this is the ultimate travel guide to the town of Jasper. In this video, I'll show you how to get here, how to get around, where to stay, where to eat, and what there is to do and see in one of the prettiest towns in North America. The town of Jasper is in the northern part of Jasper National Park and can be reached by road from the south on Highway 93, the Icefields Parkway, or from the east or west by Highway 16. Jasper is about a 4-hour drive from Edmonton, a 3.5-hour drive north of the Banff town site, and a 5-hour drive from Calgary. Additionally, you can get to the town site of Jasper by bus or train, or if you have a small airplane, and who doesn't, you can fly into the Jasper airfield. And yes, you will need a Parks Canada pass to enter Jasper. The town is pretty small, so once you arrive, you are able to get around quite easily on foot. However, there is public transportation with Jasper Transit, and they have 24 passenger shuttle buses that connect Whistler's and Wapiti campgrounds to several stops in the park, as well as to the town. There are some shuttle services to Maligne Lake, should you want to head out there and don't have a vehicle. If you need some assistance while in the park, there are 2 visitor centers in the town of Jasper. One is a beautiful log and stone building and is open all year round. Accommodation options within Jasper National Park range from campgrounds to luxury hotels. In the town of Jasper, you'll find hostels, motels, bed and breakfasts, and vacation rentals. The primary location for accommodation is the town of Jasper, but you'll also find lodging on the edge of town and just outside the town of Jasper. I've stayed at many of the hotels, including this one, the Jasper Park Lodge, although this one was many years ago when I worked in the tourism industry in Alberta. And the Jasper Park Lodge is, in my opinion, the best hotel in Jasper. This time though, I didn't stay here. I stayed in the middle of town at Whistler's Inn. Whistler's Inn is, well, fairly basic. It's a no-frills hotel, that's for sure, but it's right in the heart of town, which is nice. The reason I stayed here is because this is where my family stayed on our first visit to Jasper way back in 1981. Camping is a real highlight in Jasper. You know, if you dig camping, being in nature, and exposed to wildlife and all of the elements in the mountains. But if you do, there are over 1,700 campsites spread amongst 14 campgrounds in the park. The largest campground is Whistler's, that's where I'm at right now, and it has nearly 800 campsites and is only about 4 kilometers from town. 5 of the campgrounds in the park allow reservations, and the only campground that has winter camping is Wapiti. The town of Jasper has a fair number of restaurants, from the quick and easy fast food joints to fancy restaurants and naturally everything in between. The majority of the restaurants can be found on Patricia and Connaught Streets, which are right in the middle of town. So if you're not sure what you're hungry for, just wander the streets here in Jasper. For something different, you can eat at the Summit Restaurant at the top of Whistler's Mountain. You would take the SkyTram to get there. The town site of Jasper is more than just a gateway to the park itself. There's plenty to do in and around the town of Jasper. So here are the main attractions in the town. The Jasper SkyTram is another one of Jasper's many attractions and can whisk you to the top of Whistler's Mountain in about 7 minutes for panoramic views of the surrounding mountains, valleys, as well as the town of Jasper. The SkyTram is about 7 kilometers from the town of Jasper. Jasper National Park is designated as a dark sky preserve due to its remote location away from the major urban centers and minimal light pollution, which allows for clear views of the stars, planets, and yes, even the northern lights. And not just that, it's the world's largest accessible dark sky preserve. On a clear night, anywhere in this park, you'll be able to see some of the most amazing skies anywhere in the world. If you want to see even more, Jasper has its own planetarium with the largest and most powerful telescopes in the North American Rockies. Maligne Lake is the largest natural lake in the Canadian Rockies and one of the most beautiful. Boat tours and kayak or canoe rentals are available so you can explore the lake and see the famous Spirit Island, which is one of the most photographed locations in the Rockies, and for a very good reason. If you're thinking about a boat tour, be sure you make advanced reservations as the tours book up very quickly in the summer. A couple of words about Maligne Lake. First, if you haven't come to Jasper before, you might be surprised at how far away from Jasper it actually is. It's not just around the corner. In fact, it's about a 50-minute drive from the town. There is a shuttle that can take you from the town site of Jasper to the lake during the summer. The lake area is also home to a lot of wildlife, including moose, deer, mountain goats, and bears. So be careful when venturing around the lake or even driving there. Maligne Canyon is a deep limestone gorge carved by the Maligne River over millions of years. The canyon is about 11 kilometers from the town of Jasper, and there is good parking when you arrive. There are 6 bridges that span the canyon, each offering a different perspective and views of the many waterfalls. Needless to say, be careful and of course stay only on the designated trails. Well, please excuse this brief interruption into the video, but as you probably all know, Jasper National Park and the town of Jasper were severely damaged by the wildfires of 2024. And actually, most of this video was recorded late May of 2024, just weeks before these awful fires. Now, at the end of the video, I have a list of attractions and accommodation that will be affected in the short term or even closed due to the fires. Now, one of these closures is Maligne Canyon, which did sustain significant damage because of the fires. And finally, the town site and the park as a whole is open and operating, and they need your support now more than ever. But the benefit to you is that you will see one of the most beautiful places in the world. Miette Hot Springs is the hottest natural hot springs in the Rockies. Miette Hot Springs is about 60 kilometers northeast of the town. Pyramid Lake is a pristine glacial lake that boasts crystal clear turquoise water and sits at the base of Pyramid Mountain. This gorgeous little lake is less than 15 minutes drive from the town of Jasper and well worth a visit. The lake is popular for canoeing, kayaking, paddleboarding, and fishing. It's also the home to Pyramid Island and is a wonderful place to take your classic Jasper photo. There are many beautiful lakes in the park, and they include Lake Annette, Medicine Lake, and Patricia Lake. The Jasper Yellowhead Museum is a small museum in town that showcases the history of the region, including the fur trade, the railway, early exploration, and tourism in the park. Jasper opened up because of the railway and is, besides being a mountain town, a railway town. And at its heart is the beautiful railway station. In fact, if you Google Marilyn Monroe and Jasper, you'll probably find a photo of her in this very train station. South of Jasper is the absolutely unreal Icefields Parkway. This is one of the most incredible driving roads in the world. Not too far from Jasper, you will find 2 of the most beautiful waterfalls in the Rockies, Athabasca Falls and Sunwapta Falls. Athabasca Falls is about 32 kilometers south of the Jasper town site and very easy to get to. There is ample parking, although of course in the summer it does tend to fill up quickly. The falls is an easy walk from the parking lot. A little further south from Athabasca Falls is Sunwapta Falls. There are 2 main falls, the upper and lower falls. Once again, there's plenty of parking, but the summer finds these parking lots fairly full. So getting there early in the morning, like I did, makes sense. The falls are accessible by a short walk from the parking lot. And within an hour of Jasper, you'll come to the Athabasca Glacier. Once there, you can hop on a giant bus and tour the actual glacier. And you can even walk along a glass floor bridge that hangs about 900 feet above the valley floor. A little further south is Banff National Park, and if you want to see what you can do there, please watch my Banff video. And don't forget about Mount Robson Provincial Park in British Columbia, only about a 1 hour's drive west of the town of Jasper. Many travel to Jasper in the hopes of seeing some wildlife, and well, you're very likely to be rewarded. The park is home to elk, bighorn sheep, moose, mountain goats, wolves, coyotes, deer, 270 species of birds, and of course, bears, both black and grizzlies. It is estimated that there are around 100 to 120 grizzly bears in the park, which is about nearly twice as many as there are apparently in Banff. There are also around 90 black bears in the park, again, around twice as many as there are in Banff. Now, an important word about bears: be safe. Take all notices very seriously. If you hike, carry bear spray. Do not mess around with the bears. With over 1,200 kilometers of trails, hiking is a popular activity here in Jasper, and there are some phenomenal hiking trails right here. The most notable trails include the Valley of the Five Lakes, Sulphur Skyline, and the beautiful Mount Edith Cavell trails. Canoeing, kayaking, and even paddle boarding are popular in the park, and there are so many lakes where this can be done. I personally love Patricia, Pyramid, and Medicine Lakes as they're not too strenuous and not too big. But if you're up for an enormous challenge, Moline Lake, well, Moline is tough to beat. Fishing is also popular, but there are many restrictions, and remember, you do need a permit to fish in the national parks. Jasper is home to Marmot Basin Ski Resort. While not as large as either Lake Louise or Sunshine Village to the south, it is far less crowded, so you'll probably enjoy more time on the slopes here in Jasper. If you love the lakes, well, there is a world-class golf course right across the way at Jasper Park Lodge. And of course, there's so many other things to do in the park, including horseback riding nearby at Jasper Park Lodge. So there you go, the beautiful town of Jasper.